The Tecno Camon 50 Ultra is the most affordable Ultra phone among all the other Ultra phones in 2026. When it comes to being a phone, it doesn't even come close to them. It also replaces the premium moniker from the Tecno Camon series, and many are viewing it as a downgrade. But is it? Let's go through it and see what it offers. Starting with the unboxing, you get a phone case with this sort of harder plastic material that Tecno and Infinix have been including for a couple of years now. It comes in a cool grey color and just completely blends into the phone's design really well. Then digging deeper, there is a 45-watt charger, which is okay for 2026, your usual USB-C cable, and even a screen protector. So right from the beginning, you get a really good deal when you unbox it, which is just really cool. And at around 450 USD, the Camon 50 Ultra lands squarely in the mid-range segment, and it's stepping into one of the most competitive categories in smartphone. So depending on your market, rivals include something like the Nothing Phone 4a, the OnePlus Nord 6, the Oppo Reno 15F, and the Poco F8 Pro. So the competition is very hot. Design-wise, they have gone with the classic, almost Samsung-esque vertical camera setup at the back, and it looks very similar to its siblings, the standard Camon 50 and the Camon 50 Pro. And then when you get it into your hands, the back panel has this incredibly smooth two-tone matte finish that just looks and feels really nice. It is also a slim looking device, and I think the slightly curved display on the front does a lot of the heavy lifting to contribute to that sleek profile. Tecno has also thrown in an additional one-tap button on the side, which you can map to activate various AI features or just use as a shortcut for operating some system features. You get Gorilla Glass 7i on the front and IP69K dust and water resistance, so it's a pretty durable phone by all standards. Taken as a whole, the Camon 50 Ultra is a very good looking smartphone. It feels modern, it feels premium, and is very durable. Flipping it over and you get a gorgeous 6.78-inch curved AMOLED display with a very sharp 1.5K resolution. The refresh rate goes all the way up to 144Hz, which is usually overkill for a smartphone and doesn't matter for 99% of daily tasks, but it's an incredibly great addition to have at this price. It also features 2160Hz PWM dimming, which is a massive win for reducing eye strain if you're using your phone in low light conditions. Then speaking of lighting, the display gets super bright and will be perfectly readable in almost any outdoor condition, and if you're reading at night, there is an eye care mode that intelligently plays around the color temperature of your display for comfort. In the settings, you get 3 refresh rate modes to play with. You can lock it at a standard 60Hz to save battery, set it to auto switch where it dynamically bounces between 60Hz and 120Hz, or force it into high mode, which locks it at 90Hz or 120Hz while allowing you to handpick specific apps to run at 144Hz. And because HDR10 is supported, streaming content from supported platforms benefit from richer colors, stronger contrast, and brighter highlights. Movies and videos simply look more dynamic, which helps make the display feel like a genuine premium component rather than just another specification on a list. But overall, it's an amazing display. Then powering everything is Android 16 with Tecno's iOS 16 layered on top. And perhaps the biggest piece of good news here is the software support. Tecno is promising 3 generations of Android updates, along with 5 years of security updates, and that's a significant commitment, especially from Tecno. Now, if you've used a Tecno phone before, you'll feel right at home. And yes, that also means that you'll encounter the usual collection of pre-installed apps and bloatware. But the good news is that most of it can be removed fairly easily, so a few minutes of cleanup can make the software experience considerably cleaner. Tecno has also made AI a central part of the Camon 50 Ultra experience. Inside the settings menu, you'll find an entire Tecno AI section filled with tools like AI Call Assistant, Translation Assistant, Document Assistant, AI Writing, AI Theme Generator, and several other features designed to help with productivity and everyday tasks. Swipe to the left from the home screen and you'll find the AI Hub, which acts as a central location for many of these features. So instead of digging through menus, you can quickly access them with a single tap. Then beyond the AI, the actual customization options in iOS 16 have been greatly improved. It starts with the new always-on display options and goes all the way to the depth effect enhanced low screens and home screens. There is a 3D wallpaper generator, and you can even change your icon shapes and colors, meaning you can customize this phone to an extreme design. And if you're keen-eyed, you'll definitely be able to see a heavy liquid glass design inspiration pulled straight from iOS, especially when you pull down that control center. Under the hood, you've got the Dimensity 7400, and it's a solid choice. Daily tasks, app switching, UI navigation, all of that is effortless. But honestly, that's the baseline expectation for any $450 phone in 2026, so let's not give it too much credit for that. Then when it comes to gaming, it can run most heavy titles without struggling. Where you'll start to negotiate with it is at the very top end. With heavy stuff like Genshin Impact, you learn to dial back the graphic settings to keep things consistently smooth. It's not a gaming phone, but it's not going to embarrass you either. As for memory and storage, the phone comes with either 8 or 12 GB of physical RAM. And if you're looking at the box and you're wondering why it says 16 GB or even 24 GB RAM in giant letters, that's because Tecno is including virtual RAM in those numbers. So an 8 GB plus 8 GB configuration becomes 16 GB RAM on the packaging, while the 12 GB model can be advertised as 24 GB RAM. Tecno says that there's a 256 GB version available, but personally I haven't actually seen one being sold. Most retailers seem to be stocking the 512 GB model, which is also the version tied to that roughly $450 price point. There is no microSD slot for expandable storage, but with half a terabyte already built in, I don't think many people will miss it. Now, if there is one reason people buy a Camon phone, it's usually the camera. The phone features a quad camera setup consisting of 50 megapixel Sony LYT700C main sensor, a 50 megapixel telephoto camera with 3 times optical zoom, an 8 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 50 megapixel selfie camera on the front. One thing you'll notice almost immediately is that what you see in the viewfinder isn't always what the final image will look like. The camera relies heavily on image processing, so after pressing the shutter button, you'll often see the photo continue processing for a second or two, but it's worth the wait because the final results are excellent. Photos come out sharp, detailed, vibrant, and surprisingly clean. The dynamic range is particularly impressive, allowing the camera to balance bright skies and darker shadows without either one looking completely blown out or crashed. Colors have that classic smartphone punch that makes the photos look attractive without becoming unrealistic, and the noise control is excellent even when the lighting conditions become less than ideal. At 3 times optical zoom, the quality remains fantastic. You'll get plenty of detail, excellent color reproduction, and strong dynamic range. It is one of those zoom cameras that you'll actually want to use instead of treating it as a marketing checkbox. You can push beyond 3 times zoom as well, although eventually the phone starts leaning heavily into AI processing to maintain detail. The results can still look good, but as always, optical zoom remains the sweet spot. Video recording is also equally capable. The Camon 50 Ultra can shoot up to 4K at 30 frames per second using the main camera, the telephoto camera, and even the selfie camera. If you prefer smoother motion, all three can also record at 1080p at up to 60 fps. And perhaps most importantly, the footage actually looks good. Colors are pleasing, detail levels are strong, stabilization is decent, and overall video quality ranks amongst the best you'll find in this price range. At the end of the day, the camera system is the biggest reason to consider the Camon 50 Ultra. It is the feature Tecno chose to build this phone around, and from where I'm sitting, it absolutely delivers. When it comes to battery, it is a big 6500 mAh battery, which is very good. For most people, getting through an entire day won't be a challenge at all. Even heavier users who spend hours on social media, gaming, video streaming, and photography should comfortably make it to bedtime with charge remaining. Then for lighter users, setting into a second day isn't completely out of the question. Then to top it up, it supports 45-watt fast charging with the charger included right there in the box. 45 watts is good enough for daily use, and even though we know there are much faster charging phones out there right now. There's also no wireless charging, but it doesn't really matter at this side. You've got bypass charging, which runs the phone directly off the charger during gaming sessions to reduce battery stress. Then there's AI charging protection that learns your routine and slows down charging overnight to reduce wear. And if you want manual control, custom charging protection lets you cap the charge anywhere between 80% and 95%. That's a solid set of tools for people who actually care about long-term battery health. And at 450 USD in this economy, you should, because you're keeping this phone for a while. So the ultimate question, would you actually buy the Tecno Camon 50 Ultra? Personally, I think that it's a genuinely very good phone, but there is one massive catch. The only thing that I would honestly stop me from picking it up and making it my daily driver is Tecno software. Even though there have been some very significant improvements this year, I'm still not a fan of the iOS experience. Now compare this to the Camon 40 Premier or the Camon 30 Premier, the phones that this is supposed to be stepping up from, and on paper the Camon 50 Ultra is actually a step down. Slightly weaker camera specs, a less powerful processor, and they put the Ultra name on it. That's a confusing move. When you call something Ultra, the expectation is that it's the best version of that product. But that being said, when you take a step back and compare the Camon 50 Ultra with several other phones floating around the exact same price bracket, its cameras are right up there at the very top, and the entire package still holds up really well. It is certainly not the most powerful phone in its class, but again, it is absolutely not a bad phone. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm Milan and this is Fuzzy Tech. Subscribe.